Hi everyone, welcome to the Nostalgic Dragon. I talk about fantasy and mythology, today mythology. This is a brief video. I have been reading a lot of different literature the latest weeks and made me think about how stories are made and what they are about. And one theme that is common in mythology, in fantasy, in all kinds of literature is family. So that made me curious because if you think about it, the pantheons in different mythologies usually consist of family relationships, like king and queen get children, they can come in conflict with each other, and there are stories about moral issues. Even the natural powers in the world consists of kind of family relationship, like chaos, night, the darkness, and the earth, the Gaia, for example. It's all kind of relationships, and they give birth to each other, they fight for power, they are gods but also real individual beings. That is typical, for example, in Greek mythology, with Zeus and Hera, for example, and many children, brothers and sisters who fight for different things. And they, in their turn, usually have connections to humans. So humans can ascend to godhood in different ways, or come somewhere in between, or they can descend, for example. The gods can be in heaven, or whatever you call it. Sometimes they come down to earth. So I think that's one of the reasons that mythological stories in faith non-existent today and faiths existing today are relevant to us, because they speak about our relationships. Also in Norse mythology, you have the relationships of people who are married, or gods who are married, and they have children and they have conflict. Gods like Odin, Frigg, Balder, Thor, for example, are maybe famous for you. They all have these kind of relationships that you can find in Greek mythology as well. And also, if you look at the Hinduism and the mythology and stories that you can find there, you can find maybe sometimes family relationships, like Vishnu, Lakshmi. You have Shiva, Parvati, Ganesha, Kartikeya, for example, different family structures, you could say. With the relationships they are gods with other gods, and they can have relationships also to humans as well. So think about it a bit, because if you read mythological stories, usually it's about moral issues or family issues, not only, but it could be about that. If you read fantasy, you also have this dimension of gods and humans, and maybe faith within that, with a religion that exists in the world. But also, if you read books that have no fantastical elements or mythological elements, usually you can find stories about family as well. So my point is that maybe that's why mythology is so relevant to us, and it still are today. But today mythology is expressed in other ways than you could say, old stories, through religion or forgotten mythologies. We can find it in fantasy, we can find it in other books, we can find it in comics, for example, where these archetypes and stories are repeated. For me, that's a very interesting take on this. Maybe you think that too. I would like to hear your thoughts on this. Mythology, connection to family relationships, and so on. And as you know, I'm a Malasan reader, so there it becomes very, very obvious that there is this kind of relationship between pantheon, the gods, and the humans, and those who can ascend. Also, of course, that's very well connected, I think, with Greek mythology and other polytheistic mythologies all around the world. So this was a bit of a short rant about mythology. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, you are welcome to like it, of course, and subscribe. So thank you very much for listening, and see you next time. Bye.